Hi guys. So I just wanted to come back in. I wanted to do a quick video because something struck me after the live this morning. So we were chatting about, we do our positive affirmation for anybody who isn't on the mornings. We do a positive affirmation and we tap it in through EFT. And in the live this morning, I was saying, I was talking about the lockdown, and I was asking people how they were getting on about the lockdown and how they're feeling. And I said how I felt, which is really, I'm okay with the lockdown because I'm surrounded by the right people. And that is the thing that came up that has been floating around in my head since the live. And I wanted to come back in and just talk about it, right? And not for this to be about me. This is not about me. It's just, I suppose, the lockdown is okay for me now because I am surrounded by the right people. But there was a time when I wasn't surrounded by the right people. And a lockdown that's happening right now would have been my worst nightmare. And I want to come in, and this is not a negative post. I want to come in and say this because I know at that time, way back when, and we're talking 15 years ago, when I was in that bad space, surrounded by the wrong people, that I was searching for people like myself now, like me now, okay, who knew what I was talking about, who understood what I was talking about, and knew what it was like to be in my shoes. And I suppose I just don't want people to think, oh, look at her, she's great, she's happy out, when there's somebody struggling out there. Please know that I have been you. I have been there. And I suppose because I'm talking from a place of healing, because I've done the work, and that's the reason I want to come in and talk. And I want to explain, not that I have to explain, but I suppose the work that I do now is as a result of the stuff that I went through, okay? And the places I have been. Some were good, some were not so good. And they have brought me to here. And I think that's the message that I'm trying to get across, that if you're at the start, if you're at the beginning of a change in your life, that's daunting, that you're not really sure what's coming or how you're going to handle it. I suppose I just want to reassure you that I was that person too. I am that person. Because without me having been that person, I wouldn't be who I am now. I wouldn't have learned the things that I've learned through the work that I've done. And that's why I'm so passionate about personal development, because it plays a huge part in how we deal with the stuff that comes up in our lives. And I suppose I just want to make sure that I'm not forgetting the people that are at the start of something that's changing, okay? And then there are others who are they're like myself, okay, who have come through the bad stuff. And for anybody that's starting the journey of going through bad stuff, please know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is hope if you don't have hope, but there is, and there's amazing people out there that can help you. You don't have to do it on your own, okay? So I'm going to make a suggestion, and I hope this is okay with you. So for the people who have gone through the pain, who have gone through their changes, and maybe are angry with the person that they were back then, and feel a little bit of resentment, and feel, well, do you know what? I don't like who I was back then. But without the person you were back then, you couldn't have become the person you are now. So for those people, I want to help you to make friends with that person, because without that version of you, you wouldn't be who you are now, okay? And then for the person who is about to embark on the journey where there's change coming, I want you to think about your future self, and I want you to talk to your future self, okay? and I want you to ask them for guidance. Okay, so I'm going to make a suggestion, and I've had this conversation actually recently with somebody and I was able to have this conversation with that person because I had gone through it myself, and I don't ever really I don't deal with stuff that I haven't personally experienced myself, okay? Because I feel I can help the person most if I know exactly what they're going through, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to sit down and think about where you are now, okay? And if you have come through the healing and you're at the other end, we'll say, or you're still working on it, I want you to write to the person that you were and that you resent maybe. And I want you to tell them about the person you are now and how you and bring them on the journey of how you came from there to here, and that you wouldn't have come to here without their help. Okay? So I suppose I want you to thank them and make friends with them, if that makes sense. Okay? And for the person who's embarking on the journey of change and is a little bit scared or a lot scared, I want you to write to your version of your future self of where you want to be and ask them. Ask the future version of yourself for help on how to get there. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. And please let me know if it doesn't, and I'll go into it a little bit deeper. But it showed its face this morning after the live, and I just thought I have to go in and talk about this because I know, like, we have a group of 300 people. It's over 300 people at this stage. And I know not everybody in here is happy. You're here for a reason. Everybody is coming from some place of healing, and everybody's at a different stage of healing in their process. And I suppose I just want to reassure you that I've been you. I hear you. I see you. I am you. And I'd like to help you if I can. And I hope something like this would help you. I know in my own experience, I remember when I took the first step out of the bad situation that I was in at the time. And I remember a very, very dear friend saying to me, "My God, your eyes are alive." She said to me, "Your eyes were dead for a long time." And they were, because it was existing. But she saw me because she was experiencing a similar thing. And I didn't know that. And I didn't need to know that. And maybe she didn't know that at the time. But she could see me because she resonated with it. She knew exactly. When she saw in my eyes what was going, when she saw the look in my eyes, she knew what she was looking at. Okay, and I suppose that's what I want to say to you. I can see people who are in pain. I don't look for it. I can see it in their eyes. I can see somebody who's going through change. I can spot it a mile away because I've been in that place myself. And I suppose I just want to reassure you there's light at the end of the tunnel. And the light at the end of the tunnel is amazing. My life now is amazing. I have an amazing circle of friends. It's tiny, it's close, but that's my choice. That's the way I want it. And then I have a bigger circle of friends who are people that I have common interests with and I enjoy spending time with, but I don't spend every minute of every hour talking to them. We pick up, and as if we had spoken every day, and then we let off. And we mightn't see each other for a year, we mightn't see each other for 6 months, but it doesn't matter because we pick up where we left off every time we meet. And they're the people I want in my life. People that are a pleasure to be around and that I can go and have a coffee with and have a bit of crack with, or have a deep dive conversation with, whatever. But I'm surrounded, my circle right now is people that nurture me, that I nurture, hopefully. I'd like to think I do. But that took an awful long time. It's a long process to get there, to figure out what it is you want in your life and what you don't want. What shows up very quickly is what you don't want, and then having the courage to say, actually, no, that's not what I want. That's really tough. It's really hard to say sometimes, do you know what? That doesn't fill me up. That's not something I want in my life. Because it could mean that you have to eliminate people that may be family members, which I've had to do. And I love my family with all my heart. I can't be around some of them, and that's just the way it is. And I don't feel guilty for that anymore. There was a time when I did, I felt bad. I don't, it is what it is. And I am a better person for them when we just have contact when it's right. So we don't have to spend every waking moment together. But I have an amazing son, an amazing daughter, and I have an amazing partner. And the four of us, we connect perfectly together. We nurture each other. We look after each other. We mind each other. We love each other. There was a time I couldn't even say the word love. I couldn't. It used to cause me so much anxiety and pain, and I couldn't get the words out of my mouth. And I can remember that feeling. I can feel it now, actually, as I'm talking about it. But it's when you go through the pain, you will find healing. And I suppose that's the message that I'm trying to get across today, because it came up this morning and it's like a thorn in my side. And I have to talk about it because there's something pushing me to talk about it. And I have a picture of my brother there right in front of me looking at me going, so take your cues from wherever you need them. Okay. And yeah, so write your letters. Write your letter to your future self if you need them. If you're at the start of something and you're not sure what the outcomes are going to be and it's an uncertain time for you, write to your future self and ask him or her for courage and strength and help to get you through this, because you are the person that will get you through this. I promise you that. And if you need help from outside sources, that's okay too. I had to do that. I had to go and get help from a life coach, and it was the best thing I ever did, because there's no judgment, there's no emotional investment, as in sometimes when you speak to a friend or a family member, they're emotionally invested in you. They can't help it. And they may not give you the advice that you need, or not. How do I explain this? Not that people have a tendency to give you advice, right, based on how they feel as well. And with the best will of the world, with the best will in the world, that just might not be the right advice for you where you are now. So sometimes going outside of family or friends and getting a completely objective, somebody that can look at your situation objectively and with no emotional attachment, sometimes that's the best option. Okay, and that was the option I had to take. Not that I had to take it, I chose to take it. I wanted to take it because I also didn't want to burden my family with my crap and my friends. They were kind of sick of listening to me, and I wouldn't blame them. So I kind of felt, right, it's time to take action here. It's time for Yvonne to sort Yvonne out. And that's what I did. Okay. And I'm just saying, I'm not coming in here looking for praise, or this is not that type of a video. I'm just coming in here to say to you that if you're on that journey, that I know what it's like to be there. And these are the things that I did that helped me, and maybe they might help you. And that's all I want to say. Okay, so go back to your day. And if you're joining me in the lives every morning, come in and say hello. We'd love to have you. And if there's anybody you feel needs to see this video right now, then please invite them. into the group and, you know, show them the video, or just, yeah. Because I remember back then, I was searching for answers. I was searching for hope. I was searching for something. I didn't know what I was searching for. And then I found it. The universe has a way of putting things in your way when you need it. And then I found it in the strangest place possible. I was in a gym on the treadmill, bawling my eyes out. And then I saw a poster, and there was a speech bubble in the poster. And it resonated with me, and that was it. I rang the person that was behind the speech bubble, and that was my first breakthrough. And it was the first step to Yvonne getting to where she is today. Okay, which is happy. Who am I? Who am I? I'm nobody special. I'm just an ordinary Joe Soap. But I'm happy. I'm content. I have peace of mind. And I have tools in my pocket that I use every single day to help me help others, because that's my intention, and that's my life purpose as far as I'm concerned, is to help as many people as I can to go through the pain so that they can find healing, to help them through the pain so they can find healing. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to come in and say that. So that's it. Whatever you're doing today, take some time to just be. Sit with your thoughts, write your letters. Write your letter to your future self. Write your letter to your previous self. Because without them, you wouldn't be who you are today. Okay? Or you wouldn't be who you are going to be, who you aspire to be. All right? Anyway, that's it from me. Bye for now.